Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another video. I believe this is my 9th random records video I'm doing. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know. But yeah, just thought I'd show some more records for you guys. Starting off with Better Oblivion Community Center. This is the new collaborative band between Connor Oberst of Bright Eyes fame and Phoebe Bridgers. Phoebe Bridgers, I've been a fan of for a while now, since her debut came out back in 2017, I want to say. But yeah, I love her music. She's great. This came out earlier this year, like a surprise drop out of nowhere. Connor Oberst, I'm not actually as familiar with as Phoebe Bridgers. I know he has all those Bright Eyes albums, and I know he has all his own albums, but I have not actually gone on my way to listen to him yet. And I guarantee you I will like his music. I just have not gotten around to it yet. But this is a great little folk rock indie album, I would say. Excellent lyrics, excellent songwriting, some great performances too, especially in songs like Dylan Thomas and what's the other one I really like? My City. That's another really good one. Yeah, it's just a really nice album. Nothing crazy, I would say. Still, I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorites of the year so far. I just got the black version. Get it out of there. Yeah, I just got the black version. I think when I went to go buy it, the clear orange version was all sold out. So, yeah, I was stuck with this, you know. But it's a good album. I don't care if I can need it. I don't need it on color, you know. I'm just happy, you know. I'm happy I own it, you know. Just mwah. Anyway, moving on from that, we have an album that I could have swore I've talked about before, but I guess not. But seeing as the frontman of the band recently passed away, I think it'd be a good time to talk about it. This is Spirit of Eden by Talk Talk. If you're not familiar with the band, they kicked it off in the 80s making these very, very nice synthy pop tunes. Their most famous of which would be It's My Life. It's my life! That whole Don't You Forget! Great song. Gwen Stefani covered it, all that kind of stuff. Excellent song. As their career progressed, they started to get a bit more artsier. And by the time this album came out, Spirit of Eden, they basically had crafted the groundwork for an entirely new genre, that being post-rock. And a lot of people, when this album came out, said this was absolutely career suicide. And it kind of was. Because this is an experimental art rock, prog rock album. It's sonically gorgeous. It took months and months and months to record, and there's not many albums that sound like this, and at the time I don't think there was anything that really sounded like this. Even in the albums from like Pink Floyd and all the other prog bands back in the 70s, nothing sounded as ethereal and just large as this, I guess you could say, and willingly artsy. But yeah, if you want to get a feel for what this album is like offering, definitely just listen to The Rainbow, the first track on here. It's such an important album, I would say, in the grand scheme of music, and it gets somewhat overlooked sometimes. If you enjoy post-rock, if you enjoy bands like Sigur Rós or Explosions in the Sky, or even Do Make Say Think, Mogwai, those kind of bands, it comes back here. This is where all those bands started. And I don't know if those bands would even have the aspiration to do what they did without this album being released. These guys taking a risk on their career and just making something absolutely incredible. I believe the record's just on black. Yep. And then, I think, if I'm not wrong, there's a DVD in here that has the making of on it. Which, yeah, Spirit of Eden, audio only DVD. I haven't listened to this yet, but yeah. So I guess it's more like a CD, I guess you could say. It's probably like a podcasty type thing explaining how they made the album. I haven't listened to it. I should listen to it at some point. Moving on from that, we have another release from this year. We have the new Jessica Pratt album. Quiet Signs, I believe it's called. Yes. Before this, I was not that much into Jessica Pratt. A lot of her albums didn't really pique my interest, didn't hold my weak, feeble mind very much. But this album, something about it stuck with me. It's a very, very quiet, subtle album. It's whisper quiet. It feels like an ambient album. Her voice, she sounds like a dainty elf, or like a fairy or something. She has a stunning voice, beautiful lyrics. If you like folk music, I guarantee you will enjoy this album. It is subtle, and you need to like really listen to like for it to connect, I guess you could say. But when you do get that connection, it's really stunning. And the cool part is, on her previous albums, I felt like she kind of ran out of ideas. And so the albums were tended to be pretty, not lengthy, but, it's a very quiet, subtle sound that you can only drag out for so long. This album is under 30 minutes long, and it's, for her, the perfect length. You don't get sick of this album at all. Everything is captivating. Everything is beautiful. It's such a lovely, lovely album. And I believe I got a colored version? Yes, I did. Nice little picture of her there. She's cute. There's the lyrics. Yeah, it's on white. Lovely, lovely white record. I love white records. They're so nice. Alright, and moving on from that, I have 3 records. I have more records by this artist, but I have 3 records by the same artist that I don't think I've talked about on the channel, like, at all, even though he's one of my favorites. It's good old Bob Dylan. I love me some Bob Dylan. Everybody knows Bob Dylan, obviously. I'm not going to go into who he is, but, like, just one of the greatest songwriters of all time, man. And in the genres that I'm interested in, be the indie folk, the folk music, the indie pop and stuff, a lot of it you can hear him in. So you gotta go back and listen to the classics, and the classics are great. They're fucking great. This is probably my second favorite of his albums. I'll go into my favorite in a minute. But yeah, I was always more into his early stuff. Freewheelin' Bob Dylan, Times They Are A-Changin'. What's the other one? Which one am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? I'll think of it later. But just his folkier stuff. That's the stuff that really holds my attention, where it's usually just him, his weird-ass voice and a guitar, and his stunning fucking lyrics. That's the stuff I love. That being said, this is definitely more on the rock side of things, and it's a fantastic fucking album. So yeah, this is probably a great place to start with Bob Dylan. It's a great in-between between his rock stuff and the electric stuff. His folk stuff and the electric stuff. Apologies. And it's just his lyrics and everything are so strange. It's a classic, and for good reason. But yeah, Bob Dylan. Amazing. Next one is a record that I always heard about and never actually ever checked out until recently, and now I'm in love with it. Blonde on Blonde. The first ever double album ever. So, something of note there. I love the album cover. It's just like, it looks like somebody was like started to take the photo and just started to trip a little bit, so it's like a little blurry. It's a terrible photo, but it works for Bob Dylan. But yeah, if this is more further down on the rock side of things, I think it was actually released very soon after Highway 61. And, as the man I bought this from informed me, this is an original pressing because it has this picture of this model right here, that lady. Since it has her, this is an original pressing. All pressings after this one did not have that picture of that model for whatever fucking reason. Maybe they didn't have the rights to use it. Maybe it's like a Vampire Weekend situation with like that Contra album cover. Maybe they got sued. But yeah, whatever reason, she got removed, and so I got an original version. It's also beat up to shit, so it's not worth anything. But there's some excellent fucking songs on here. Visions of Johanna, Rainy Day Women what are the numbers? Rainy Day Women number 12 and 35. I Want You, I love that one. Leopard Skin Pillbox Hat. Most Likely You Go Your Way, I Go Mine. Just like a lot of classic Bob Dylan tunes, you know? And it's again, has a rockier edge, has a bluesier edge as well, but still maintains that folk attitude and feeling, and I love that about him. And so this is, again, another classic album. Now this is peak Bob Dylan, in my opinion. This is the best Bob Dylan album. Period. The times they are changing. Like I said, I'm more into the folk Bob Dylan, the guitar and the voice. That's it. That's the Bob Dylan I love. And this is where he fucking perfected it. This album is so dark. It's so sparse. His voice is so sorrowful and pained. The lyrics are just oh my god, you really have to be in a mood to listen to this album. It's one of the saddest albums ever. And just, it has so many good tracks on here. The Lonesome Death of Hattie Carroll, Boots of Spanish Leather, one of my all-time favorite Bob Dylan songs. Restless Farewell. The Times They Are Changing. I could name every single song on here. Only a Pawn in Their Game, When the Ships Come In, One Too Many Mornings, North Country Blues. Just every single track on here is folk perfection. This is everything I love about folk encapsulated in an album. And one of the cool things about this album is that there's a lot of songs where it sounds like he's like messing up. Like he doesn't have like a solid rhythm going. He's just playing. It sounds like you're almost like passing by him on the street or something while you're listening to this album. It is such a great vibe, such a great feeling. And it's just so stunning. My chair almost just fucking broke. I don't know what just happened. But yeah, this is actually just a reissue because I didn't really want to go out and find it because I just wanted to have a copy. I think if I find a decent original or just older pressing of this album, I might give it a grab. Like, get the original copy along with this because I love this album so much. But yeah, I just wanted, a decent version of this album to play. So I grabbed this, and like I said, I'll probably grab a original version of this at some point. But yeah, the best Bob Dylan album. I love this album to death. And that's all I got for today. I've been keeping my videos a bit shorter recently, and I think it's been serving them well. I think I much prefer them about this length instead of being like 20 fucking minutes. But yeah, that's all I got for today. I'll be back with another video soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.